Namaste, and welcome to May.
Yes, indeed.
It rhymes.
I guess it does. Hey guys, we have so much to talk about right now. You know, we've been in South America, lots of amazing revelations to share, but let's dive right into May 2015. Big stuff going on.
Well, every month has been adding to the crescendo. And for those of you that are tracking energy, for those of you that are paying attention to your lives, I'm sure you agree that over the past several months, we're not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
There's been a lifting, there's been a shifting. You may have experienced chaos, you may have experienced ecstasy. You may be going, I don't know what's going on, but something feels different. Everybody has their own subjective perception of the shifting energy.
And it is valuable. You know, it really is. If you're catching us in early May, remember that May 4th, Monday, May 4th, we're in this beautiful, powerful full moon. Now, this is very exciting because May, from a chakra vastu standpoint, is the month of the crown chakra. Remember April, it was about our third eye.
Back up.
Okay, go for it, Sri.
You know, we went from the heart to the throat to the third eye. Each month we're lifting, and remember what that felt like.
Yeah, I do.
and just last month in the third eye energy, it was called space.
Yes.
Now consider for a moment moving from air to space. You know, that's the transition we made from the heart up to third eye, and then we move into ether, and now we're moving beyond.
Well, we're going to be in that limitless space, you know, because the third eye was the energy of space, and the crown is also the energy of space. However, it's about that universal limitlessness of the space, which quite frankly can be intimidating. It can be overwhelming. You can literally get lost in it. And this is why you want to harvest that full moon as the crown of your own divine connection.
So for a moment, just imagine yourself that you wake up and you're in infinite space.
Ooh, I'd love that.
Well, there could be one reaction that is a little bit fearful, kind of like, I'm lost, where am I? And another reaction could be, oh, how cool, it's so big. It's so grand. And so remember, we're human beings and we have habitual ways of looking at things, and we have the expanded perspective that's developing.
Wow, you know, Sri, that's so true. And what's so amazing is that May is intense because it is crown energy. So think about it. As the Earth is twinning, now check this out. And if you've not seen that beautiful, beautiful video that we posted unedited right here at YouTube, the one that came in during the beautiful March 20th, go look at it again, because
very powerful.
Extremely powerful. But imagine it this way. Here's the third dimensional Earth, okay? Here's the fifth dimensional Earth. Well, what's happening is that it's like we're our own Venn diagram, right? We have, since that 7-year portal, I know, we're doing this, okay? But this is a 7-year where this fifth dimensional Earth is coming out. So right now, a little bit has opened, and it's 7 years, which means the way I've been describing it to a lot of people recently who've been asking me is, imagine a very slow moving train. Right now, you can pretty much walk and still get on the train, but it's moving. But as the years move forward, it's going to be harder and harder to get on that train until third dimension, fifth dimension. This is that 2022. So in a month of crown experience, you need to be careful about not letting your head rule, right? Because it's all about the crown. Well, the crown is also the area where we have parts of our brain. So, right? You know, so the third dimensional experience is going to be head rules, lack of heart. You're going to see a lot of things that are going to feel like, where is the heart in this going on in May? Or you're going to see just the opposite, because it's about relax, trust, and know. Relax, trust, and know. That's what the third eye taught us and invited us to look at in April, so that May we can relax, trust, and know, and really have an extraordinary month. Because along with that full moon on May 4th, which we're all going to wear as our crown, right, and use that as our illuminated presence, May 4th is also the very first day, and I love that it's the same day, don't you? I just love that May 4th, along with being this beautiful, powerful moon, is also the very first day that we enter the shadow of the Mercury retrograde that will happen in May as well. It's going to be mid-May to mid-June. Now, sometimes you say Mercury retrograde, and it's like a four-letter word, you know?
Well, it's going to mess me up, you know. People,
yeah, it's so true.
You know, Mercury retrograde has a way of making certain things seem a little harder. However, it also has a way of opening up consciousness. We like to look for those opportunities.
Well, as a matter of fact, this Mercury retrograde is really abundant. And I'm really choosing that word with joy and a little giggle, because it's an abundant Mercury retrograde, meaning if you are in the relax, trust, and know, you're going to have an amazing time, because check it out. Here we are in the twinning Earth, and this Mercury retrograde is in Gemini, the twins, in the month of the crown, when we are all being invited to step into our fullness and to relax, trust, and know. Now, bear in mind that from here on out, every month for the next 7 years, we'll have the two polar opposite energies presenting. And you're going to see an enhancement in that every single month. So for this month, it's relax, trust, and know, or it's going to be chaos, fear, and doubt. And because you've got that slow-moving train of the fifth dimension, you might find yourself playing with both, and that's totally cool. Every time you find yourself playing with the lower energy, just go, hey, you know what? I can get on that train. That train's for me. I can get on that train, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be in the bar car. No. I'm joking.
You know, another way to think of this is that you have these two general realities superimposed. And so as you walk around your life, as you walk into the outer world, there will be certain times and alignments where you're feeling that tickle, that joy, that everything is kind of clicky. That's fifth dimensional energy. There will be times when you're out walking in the outer world where you'll have an interaction, whether with an institution or a person or maybe your own thoughts. And that interaction leaves you feeling down, feeling drained in some way. That's third dimensional energy. And these two realities or worldviews or vibrational holograms are superimposed but separating. So what's going to happen is you're going to get real clear what kind of thoughts, feelings, and associations hold the joy, and what kinds of thoughts, feelings, and associations make me heavy and make me third dimensional. And this is what's going on. There are people that are a little afraid of feeling lighter, and so they tense up and they want to feel solid. And one way to feel solid is to get angry. One way to feel solid is to get depressed.
Yeah, true.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And you're going to see more and more of these kind of conflictual attitudes where people that maybe were sort of easy to get along with don't seem as easy anymore.
Yeah.
Because their consciousness is crystallizing around third dimensional reality, while your consciousness might be organizing more around the liberation reality. And it becomes less easy to interact. It's not that there's anything wrong with anybody, it's just notice the joy difference. That's the key. And over the coming months, get clear on where is your heart calling you? Where are you lining up?
And how are you, think about this, especially come May, re-emerging, okay? The gift, and really I invite you so much to see this Mercury retrograde as abundant, because the gift of this Mercury retrograde is it's a re-emergence. It's a rebirth. It's a reunion, if you allow yourself to stay in those higher frequency energies. Now, drum rolls. I think drum rolls, conch shells. You know, I wish I had a conch shell right now, right? Because Sri and I, woo, elephants are running. Sorry, guys, but you know we were just in South America, and we had this extraordinary pull to go down there and to spend time down there, and everything that happened on that journey would be many videos right now. So what we want to do is just kind of share with you the big pieces of it, and I'll let you start.
Well, there's a little bit of kind of background I want to share with you. You know, a few years ago, Kira and I had the blessing of feeling the call of the ascended masters of Lake Atitlan. Literally, the lady of the lake appeared with a tear in her eye, saying that they don't come anymore. People don't recognize the crystal.
We wrote about that in our book 2013, Mayan Sunrise, which is a timeless book. And if you haven't read it, I suggest you connect.
It really is a beautiful book, and will help you kind of tune into the living earth and the beings that are alive here, lined up with the earth on other planes of reality. And so we have had a dynamic, incredible journey here in Guatemala. It's opened our hearts in new ways. It's opened our discernment in new ways.
Well, we've lived here full time for 5 years now, which is almost surreal.
and lately we have been feeling the call to go further south into South America. And when all of us, when we receive a call, there's a certain yearning, there's a certain awareness that we're meant to be somewhere. We're meant to check something out. And so that's my little background, is this yearning was arising in us, that the work that we had initiated here in Guatemala is complete and that there's more work to be done. So it came down to investigating a little bit. Now, Latin America, South America has many wondrous gifts. Many of you have been drawn to Peru and to Machu Picchu and the amazing energies and glimpses of times past there. Here in Guatemala, over at Tikal, there's some amazing glimpses of what was awake thousands of years ago. And in Ecuador and other countries in South America, there's also those energetics. So
Costa Rica, Panama, we have been to them all.
What we found is that we were called to find a location that had a crystalline stability to it and also had an outer world, meaning the conventional world, that was more liberal and able to interface with a community of light. We've decided it's time to become visible as a community of light, to initiate what we refer to as an SC-Na community.
Now this is full blown. We have literally decided that the rest of our lives will be spent modeling, inviting, and building the first crystalline community on the planet. And we had no idea how quickly this was going to manifest or how magically this was going to manifest. It was not our primary intent when we went south. However, the miracles that have manifested are too many to not pay attention to.
And so when we say those words, a crystalline community of light, please understand, those are words. You're hearing words. I'm hoping you can feel an intent. Some years ago, Kira and I brought through some work that we call the Lost Books of the Essene. In the Lost Books of the Essene are 12 chapters of discernments about the awakened beings that were in service to the planet at the time that the Master Jesus walked and earlier. And that these SC-Na brotherhood, these beings, were healers, they were teachers, and they were awakened beings who lived together in community while recognizing their connection to the earth and to the beings of the earth. And for those of you that would like to explore this a little further, please check out the PDFs at our website, The Lost Books of the Essene.
They're all free, and they're right there under Archangelic Messages.
And what we are suggesting is it's time to manifest this again.
And so, without belaying our video here, a couple things. The reason I jumped up was I want to offer you just for a moment, check this out. Check out the color and the beauty of this amethyst. When Shri said that we were looking for a crystalline bed, we wound up in Uruguay. And if you've not learned more about Uruguay, do your own research. But it turns out the entire country of Uruguay rests on this kind of amethyst. And it was very evident, and the people that we met, and we won't bore you with the whole stories, but suffice it to say that on just about our last day there, we were called to a beautiful, beautiful original 1815, when it was built, incredible property, over 50 acres in the beautiful area known as Garzon, Uruguay. and winding beautiful roads through what they call the Tuscany of Uruguay.
Through vineyards and
olive gardens. It was incredible.
It's a very tranquil, kind of an upmarket area because they're growing fine wine there.
And it's really amazing.
And maybe part of the reason the wine's good is there's so many crystals under the soil.
It's just breathtaking. And we arrived at a place that the minute we got there, the angels were singing. And when we got out of the car and I was walking toward the main structure, which was built in 1815, the walls are 3 feet thick, and for over 100 years, it was the local store and meeting place for all of the people that lived in this area.
And the people were ranches separated by 50 miles apart or more, and this was the tienda.
This was the gathering area. And the minute we got out of the car, as I was walking toward the front door, 2 things happened that literally took our breath away. The first was there's 200-year-old palm trees. And out of the one palm tree flew about 12 parrots, beautiful green parrots, as I walked up toward the front door. Now, our beloved Mayan elder who has transitioned, Don Simeon, would have said, Kira Ra, pay attention, that is a sign, because I am what they call it Sakin, which is the birds in the Maya. And then as I walked up closer to the door, etched on the top of this building. Now bear in mind, this was made 200 years ago, was the Ascended Heart. And there were 6 of them, which form the Merkaba.
Now, the Ascended Heart is figure 8s that are interlocked.
Double helix.
Showing the spinning energy of what we're referring to as the Ascended Heart chakra.
And they were encased in the diamond. And I knew then that there was more going on because the signs started leading up. And without giving you all of the gory details, we eventually wound up in what will be a beautiful labyrinth. And Don Simeon, who had transitioned, appeared to me. And he started telling me, and this is what's left of the bamboo because it's covered in bamboo, but he told me to pick up the bamboo. And so I spent the rest of our time in South America with this huge branch of bamboo.
She was doing shamanic clearings.
Through the whole thing. And all these beautiful feathers, if you can see them, were coming to us as we were walking around. And these beautiful Rudrashka and the strings had arrived right before Sri and I left, and these had been from our Gudi Padwa puja in India, and these had just arrived from India before we left. And as I'm sharing this with you right now, you might hear that a beautiful rain is falling. To share it very quickly, we found Terra Nostra. And we invite you to investigate and learn more about Terra Nostra. And during this powerful month of May, during this powerful month of wearing the crown, of trust, relax, and know, Sri and I are moving to Terra Nostra to initiate this community, leaving our beloved Guatemala, knowing that the heart is anchored here, and knowing that there are others who will come here to anchor the heart, as it is our time to enter that final chapter of our work on the planet, the initiation and the birth of the Crystalline community at Terra Nostra. And you can learn more about that by simply visiting Selfascension.info, and you can learn all about Terra Nostra. Go look at the pictures. We actually have, I call it the Tree of Enlightenment, a tree that you can walk into.
Huge big tree
that
has an opening into the center.
It's incredible. And so as you navigate this Mercury retrograde, as you navigate this month of the energy of the crown, as you navigate the chakra vastu of the planet, knowing that Earth is twinning over the next 7 years, knowing that right now you can step on that 5th dimensional train anytime you want, we invite you in May to trust, relax, and know.
Namaste, beloved ones.